with an EBC of 2,881,200 pesos and a duration of 30 calendar days. The fourth project, 26NA 0011 Riyadh, Rehabilitation, Reconstruction, Upgrading of Damaged Paved Road, Buenavista, Bunaguit Road, K1258+00 to K1259+00 with an ABC of 26,891,200 pesos and the duration of 173 calendar days. For the fifth project, 26NA 0016 Riyadh, Construction Improvement of Access Road leading to Trades and Industry and Economic Zone, Junction Maharlika Highway, Surigao-Agusan Section, Zapanta Valley, Kitcharao, in support of Agribusiness, Abaca, and Highly Value Crops Industry. Station 9 Class 2 59.5 to Station 9 Class 320.5 Kitcharao, Agusan del Norte with an ABC of 28,426,860 pesos and the duration of 245 calendar days. The sixth project, 26NA 0027 Construction of Road, Aklan Alikapawan Road, Sitio Tabon, Station 0+00 to Station 0+665, Barangay Aklan, Nasipit, Agusan del Norte with an ABC of 19,404,000 and a duration of 110 calendar days. And the seventh project is 26NA 0028 Construction of Multipurpose Building, Barangay 1, Nasipit, Agusan del Norte with an ABC of 6,930,000 and a duration of 120 calendar days. Now we can request the Procurement Head Unit to discuss to us the detailed profile of the project and its house rules.
Mr. Chair, members of the Sports Committee, DPWH, Secretariat, our prosecutors and observers, and those who are watching online. For the first project, DPWH 003, re-advertised. The title is Construction of Multipurpose Building over Court, Cervantina Elementary School, with ID 131418, Barangay Vinapor, Carmen, Agusan del Norte. For this contract, the approved budget is 4,950,000 pesos. The duration of 55 calendar days. Applicable deducts payment of 5,000 applies for this with source of funds under the 2026. For the scope of work for this contract, the major categories of work is BICW OPLC for buildings construction without piles, low-rise concrete. While the similar categories of work are BICW PHCCP, BICW PHCCP 16, BICW PLCCP, BICW PHCP, BICW PHCP 16, BICW PLCP, BICWO PHC, BICWO PHC 16, BICW PMCDP, BICW PMCCP, and BICWO PMC. For the pickup license required. A minimum of size range of small b and a category of C and D. For the key personnel required for this contract, project manager, an accredited DPWH project engineer, construction foreman, safety officer, first aider, and accredited DPWH materials engineer. For the minimum equipment required for this contract, one unit crane compactor with a capacity of 5 horsepower, one bagger mixer with a capacity of 4 to 6 cubic foot per minute, one unit of bar cutter, one unit of bar bender, 2 units of welding machine with capacity of 500 amperes, one unit of cutting outfit, one unit of backhoe with capacity of 80 cubic meter, 2 units of dump truck with capacity of 12 cubic yard, one unit of truck mounted crane with capacity of 20 or 25 megatons. For the bill of quantities, we have provision of field office for the engineer, good for 2.5 months. Next is permits and clearances, lump sum, together with the detailed engineering and architectural design. 2 units of project billboard and signboard, lump sum for occupational safety and health, and lump sum for mobilization and demobilization. For earthworks, lump sum for removal of structure and obstruction. For item 803-1A, structural excavation of common soil with a quantity of 150 or 34 cubic meters. For embankment from roadway, structural excavation of common soil. For item 804-1A is 120.27 cubic meters. Under item 804-2A, embankment from borrow common soil is 70.88 cubic meters. For gravel field is 8.65 cubic meters. Under reinforced concrete, item 900-1E, structural concrete 4000 PSI class A is 30.77 cubic meters. Item 900-1I, structural concrete class A is 48.65 cubic meters. For reinforcing steel, reformed base 60, reformed rather, is 6,770.11 kilograms. For formworks and works, 90 square meters. For finishing and other civil works, we have 100 feet CSB non-load building, including reinforcing steel, with an area of 353.80 square meters. Lump sum for finishing hardware. For aluminum glass windows, sliding type, is 2.8 square meters. For aluminum glass windows, awning type, is 3.24 square meters. 6 sets of frames, jumps, seal head, transoms, and volumes under item 10101. For doors, flush type is 11.34 square meters. For PVC doors and frames, 5 sets. For ceiling, made up of 4.5 mm metal frame fiber cement board, is 42 square meters. For item 101A1, glazed tiles and beams, 44.10 square meters. For unglazed tiles, 39.15 square meters. For cement plaster, finish, 830.77 square meters. For painting works, masonry and concrete, 178.77 square meters. For painting works of steel, 184.81 square meters. For pre-painted metal sheet, grid type long span is 423 square meters. For structural steel, for truss is 5,196.10 kilograms. For forex is 4,019.52 kilograms. Metal structure accessories for bolts and rods, 28.08 kilograms. For steel plates, 197.80 kilograms. For cross bracing, 122.54 kilograms. For turnbuckle, 24 each. For structural steel, under item 10477, lump sum. Septic bowl, tank of concrete, CSB, lump sum. Plumbing works, lump sum. Under electrical works, drafting for conduit boxes and fittings for conduit works, lump sum. Wires and wiring devices, lump sum. Panel board with main and branch breakers, lump sum. Lighting fixtures, lump sum. For this contract, this is in 003, bid securing declaration is acceptable as a form for bid security. Or you may use cashier's or cash or manager's check, a bank draft or guarantee, or a revocable letter of credit. The amount should not be less than 2% of the ABC, or equivalent to 99,000 pesos. Or if you are using surety bond, the amount should not be less than 5% of the ABC, or 247,500. For the second project, the 16A 00073 advertised. The title is Construction of Multipurpose Building Barangay Mall, Barangay Tolosa, City of Cabadbaran, Agusan del Norte, with coordinates 9.119593 and 125.524805. The approved budget for the contract is 7,920,000 pesos. Duration is 180 calendar days. The applicable bidding fee of 10,000 for this contract, with source of funds under the 2026. The scope of work is similar to the previous contract with the City 0003, which is PICW PLC, or buildings construction without piles, low-rise concrete frames, with similar categories of works stated herein as reflected in the projector, BICW PCCP until BICW OPMC. For the PPAB license required for this contract, a minimum of small b, size range, and a category of C and D. For the personnel requirement, project manager, accredited DPWH, project engineer, construction foreman, safety officer, first leader, and accredited DPWH materials engineer. All of these should have a minimum number of years of 2 of same position. For the minimum major equipment, 1 unit compactor with capacity of 5 horsepower, 1 bagger mixer with 4 to 6 cubic feet per minute capacity, 1 unit for bar cutter, 1 unit for bar bender, 2 units for welding machine with capacity of 500 amperes, 1 unit of cutting outfit, 1 unit of backhoe with capacity of 80 cubic meters, 2 units of dump trucks or models with capacity of 12 cubic yard, 1 unit of truck mounted crane with capacity of 20 to 25 kilograms. For the bill of quantities, provision of field office for the engineer, good for 6 months. Lump sum for furnished appearances, lump sum for detailed engineering and architectural design, 2 H for project billboard or signboard. Lump sum for occupational safety and health, and lump sum for mobilization and demobilization. Under earthworks, you have lump sum for removal of structures and obstruction. For structure excavation, common soil, with a volume of 147.57 cubic meters. For embankment from borrow, common soil, the item makeup 428 is a volume of 147.83 cubic meters. For gravel fill, with a volume of 21.27 cubic meters. And the reinforced concrete for item 901T, structural concrete 4,000 PSI for class A with 56.25 cubic meters. For item 901I, structural concrete class A is 34.06 cubic meters. For deformed grade 40 reinforcing steel is 9,939 kilograms. For formworks and poles works is 293.03 square meters. For finishing other civil works, we have 100 mm thick CSB non-load building, including reinforcing steel, with an area of 482.11 square meters. Lump sum for finishing hardware. For aluminum frame glass doors wing type is 10.50 square meters. For aluminum glass windows sliding type 18 square meters. For aluminum glass windows awning type 6.12 square meters. For aluminum windows fixed type is 1.94 square meters. For frames, jumps, seal head, transoms, and mullions is 10 sets. For doors, wood panel is 18.90 square meters. For PVC doors and frames, 3 sets. For ceiling, made up of 4.5 mm, fiber cement board and metal frame is 252.70 square meters. For glazed tiles and trims is 37.89 square meters. For unglazed, 156.77 square meters. For cement plaster finish, 1,125.07 square meters. For reflective insulation, 181.05 square meters. For painting works, masonry concrete is 1,120.26 square meters. For fabricated metal roofing accessory, flashing gauge 26 is 8.50 millimeter. For fabricated metal roofing accessory, gutter gauge 24 is 57.80 millimeters. For pre-painted metal sheets, quick type long span has an area of 181.05 square meters. Lump sum for metal structure accessories. For metal structure accessories, bolts and rods is 50.24 kilograms. For sag rods, 55.50 kilograms. For steel plates, 127.17 kilograms. For structural steel trusses, 3,849.65 kilograms. For portals, 792.87 kilograms. For glass basin, made up of CSB, 4 each. For sewer line works, lump sum. For storm drainage and downspout, lump sum. For septic bowl, tank, complete CSB, lump sum. For plumbing fixtures, lump sum. And for cool water lines, lump sum. Under electrical works, you have conduit works or conduit drop-in, lump sum. Wires and wiring devices, lump sum. Panel board with main and branch breakers, lump sum. Pole-mounted distribution transformer, lump sum. Lighting fixtures, lump sum. Build security form can be a BSD or build security declaration or the amount of not less than 103,400 pesos. If it's securities in cash or cashier's managed check or bank draft or guarantee or revocable letter of credit, or should it be security bond, the amount should not be less than 396,000 pesos. For the third project, 26-010 we advertised. The title is Rehabilitation, Reconstruction, Upgrading of Damaged Paved Roads, Nasipit Port, P1265+000 to P1265+123. With an approval for the contract an amount of 2,881,200. Duration of the contract is 30 calendar days, and applicable within document payment is 5,000. This project is under the 2026. For the major categories of work, this is RCP, urban roads, construction, PCCP. While the similar categories of work is RRP, or roads rehabilitation, PCCP, or RCTP, or roads, construction, panel, PCCP. The required pick of license for this contract will have a size range of small p, license category of C and D. For the key personal requirement, project manager, project engineer, construction foreman, safety officer, first aider, and materials engineer. This personnel should have experience of at least 2 years of same position. For the major equipment required, 1 unit of payloader LX80-2C with capacity 1.50 cubic meter or 1.25 cubic yard. All models dump truck 1 unit with capacity 12 cubic yard at 290 horsepower. 1 unit of water truck pump, all models 16,000 liters at 360 horsepower. For transit mixer, all models 1 unit with capacity of 15 cubic foot per minute, 175 horsepower. 1 unit of concrete vibrator, flexible shaft type 2-inch head diameter with 5 amperes gasoline drive unit. 1 unit of concrete speeder wrapper truss crane with capacity 5.5 horsepower. 1 unit of concrete saw, 14-inch blade diameter with 3/4-inch packing depth at 7.5 horsepower. 1 unit of part cutter single tricks. 1 unit of joint sealer machine gas or diesel pivot with hot or cold spray nozzle. 1 unit of backhoe with breaker at XD23 with capacity 0.80 cubic meter or 1.05 cubic yard. 1 motorized road grader with spherical D7103 at 163 horsepower. 1 unit of vibratory roller SD100 DC with capacity 10 kilotons at 125 horsepower. 1 bulldozer BX175 with capacity 167 horsepower. 1 concrete batch plant, 1 applicator machine with CK 380 100 kilograms, and 1 kneading machine with 300 kilograms per cylinder, hydraulic local cylinder. For the bill of quantity, we have the provision of the office for the engineer, rental leases good for 1 month. So we have a provision of 4x4 pick-up type service vehicle for the engineer on parent and leases good for 1 month. We have one lump sum for permits and clearances, 3 for billboard or signboards. 1 month equivalent for provisional safety and health, 1 month for traffic management, and lump sum for mobilization and demobilization. Under removal of actual structures, obstruction of 0.20 meter thick PCCP and reinforced, 750 with 30 square meters. For item 1013C2, removal of actual structures, obstruction of 0.05 meter thick TCP with an area of 750 with 30 square meters. For item 1022, surplus common excavation, volume 150.06 cubic meters. For subgrade preparation of common material with an area of 750.30 square meters. Under subbase and base course, aggregate subbase course at item 201 is 87.38 cubic meters. For item 311.1E1, Portland cement concrete pavement unreinforced for 0.28 meter thick is for 750.30 square meters. For the item miscellaneous structures, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings, colored white, with an area for 31.20 square meters. The bid security form can be BSD or 57,620 pesos if it is in cash or cash manager's check or bank draft guarantee or revocable letter of credit. Should surety bond issues, the amount should not be less than 5% of the ABC or equivalent to 44,060 pesos. For the next project, 26-011 re-advertised in the title Rehabilitation, Reconstruction, Upgrading of damaged paved roads, Buenavista, Bunaguit Road, with kilometer 1258.000 to 1259.000. For this contract, the approved budget is 26,891,200 pesos. The duration of the contract is 173 calendar days. An applicable bidding payment is 25,000. The source of funds is under FISBAC 2026. For the scope of work, major categories of work is RCP or roads construction, PCCP. While the similar categories of works is RRP, roads rehabilitation, PCCP, and RCTP or roads construction capital, PCCP. For the required people license for this contract is as follows: a size range of small b, category of C and D. For largest single project is rehabilitation, reconstruction, upgrading of damaged paved roads with contract cost not less than 50% of the ABC, or equivalent to 113,145,600. For the key personnel requirement, you have project engineer, project manager, project engineer, construction foreman, safety officer, first leader, and materials engineer. For these personnel, minimum number of years is 2 of same position. For the minimum major equipment required for this contract, 1 unit of payloader LS80-2C, 1 unit of dump truck, all models, 1 unit of water truck, pump, all models, 1 unit of transit mixer, all models, 1 unit of concrete vibrator flexible shaft type 2-inch diameter with 5 amperes gas operated unit, 1 unit of concrete sweeter buffer truss free, 1 unit of concrete saw for its diameter with 3/4-inch packing depth, 1 unit of bar cutter single phase, 1 unit of joint sealer, machine gas or diesel driven with hot or cool. Also, backhoe with breaker HB23 1 unit, 1 unit of motorized road grader with verifier G710B, 1 unit of coil rotary ruler SD100 DC, 1 unit of bulldozer DX175, 1 unit of complete batch plant, 1 unit of applicator machine, 1 unit of gearing machine or leading machine, 1 unit 300 kilograms per cylinder, hydraulic double cylinder. For the bill of quantities, we have provision of field office for the engineer on a rental basis, good for 4 months. Permits and clearances, lump sum. Project, billboard, signboard, 2 units. Occupational safety and health, lump sum. Demobilization, lump sum. Under earthworks, removal of structure and obstruction. One lump sum. Structure excavation common soil with a volume of 93.85 cubic meters. For item 8041A, embankment from roadway, structure excavation common soil with a volume of 77.51 cubic meters. Embankment from barrow, common soil with a volume of 198.89 cubic meters. Gravel field is 50.09 cubic meters. For reinforced concrete, for item 901, the structural concrete 4,000 psi plus 8 is 29.05 cubic meters. For item 901I, structural concrete plus 8, 28 for 28 days is 55.06 cubic meters. For reinforcing steel, deformed grade 14 is 6,544.41 kilograms. For formworks and postworks, 317.99 square meters. For finishing and other civil works, is 100 mm thick CSV non-load bearing including reinforcing steel with an area of 49.80 square meters. For aluminum cladding is 50.77 square meters. For ceiling of 4.5 millimeter metal frame fiber cement board is 49.60 square meters. For glazed tiles and trims with an area of 104.80 square meters. For unglazed tiles is 49.60 square meters. For floor finishes with an area of 405 square meters. For cement plaster finish has an area of 376.94 square meters. Under reflective insulation is 162.33 square meters. For painting works, masonry, concrete, 1,133.46 square meters. For painting works of steel, 797.72 square meters. For fabricated metal roofing accessory, gutter, base 24, it's 95.60 linear meter. For pre-painted metal sheets, rib type long span, with an area of 776.01 square meters. Metal structure accessories. Turnbuckle is 20 each. For metal structures, is 2,145.41 kilograms. For metal structure accessories, bolts and rods is 23.71 kilograms. For metal structure accessories, sag rods, 69.61 kilograms. For cross bracing, 192.61 kilograms. For steel plates, 538.64 kilograms. For structural steel truss, 600,000 422.65 kilograms. For structural steel purlins, 5,200.20 kilograms. For under electrical conduits, lump sum for both of the following: conduit drafting, conduit works, underwriting 110010, wires and wiring devices, underwriting 110133, panel board with main and branch breaker, item 11021, and lighting fixtures, one, item 11031, all of LAMSA. For the grid security, the form can be a BSD or grid security declaration, or the amount of not less than 537,824 pesos if grid security is in cash, or cashier's or manager's check, or bank draft, or guarantee, or revocable letter of credit, or if surety bond is used, the amount should not be less than 1,344,516 pesos. For the next, the fifth ID, when this is in A0016, the title is Construction, Improvement, Access Roads, leading to trades, industries, and economic zones, at Junction, Maharlika Highway, Surigao-Agusan section, Zapanta Valley, Kitcharao, with support of the Agribusiness, Abaca, and high-value craft industries, at Station 9 plus 259.5 to Station 9 plus 320.5, Kitcharao-Agusan del Norte. The approved budget for the contract is 58,426,860 pesos. The duration of 245 calendar days. An applicable bidding document payment of 25,000 for this contract under source of funds 2026. For the scope of work, major categories of work is BCCDP or bridges, construction complete structure with driven pipes. While similar categories of work is BRT-CDP or bridges fitting complete superstructure with driven pipes. The required pickup license for this contract will have a license at least of small B and category of C and D. For key personnel requirements, project manager, DPWH, project engineer, construction foreman, safety officer, first aider, and materials engineer. For this personnel, their experience should be at least 2 years of same position. For the minimum major equipment required, 1 unit of payloader, 2 units of dump truck all models, 1 unit of water truck, pump all models, 2 units of dust mixer all models with a capacity of 5 cubic foot per minute and 175 horsepower, 2 units of complete vibrator, flexible shaft type, 2-inch head diameter with 5 amperes gas unit, 1 unit of vibro hammer, vibro pulsure PVC 25 inch from 1/8, 1 unit of bar cover 3 phase, and 1 unit of backhoe PVC 23. Other equipment required: motorized road grader, D710P, 1 unit vibratory roller, SD100 AC, 1 unit roller crane with bucket standard boom, 1 unit, 1 unit of complete batch plant, 1 unit of bar bender 3 phase, with capacity 42 mm maximum V bar diameter for grade 40, 1 unit of truck mounted crane, standard lattice boom, all models. 1 unit of generator set, all makes. 1 unit of welding machine, electric driven. 1 unit of cutting outfit. 1 unit of applicator machine, CPA 380, 100 kilograms. 1 unit of kneading machine, YD 300 kilograms per cylinder. 1 unit of plate compactor, from 400 to 500 gasoline engine. Producer of DX175, 1 unit. 1 bagger mixer, 1 unit. Quick feeder whacker truss crane, 1 unit at 25 horsepower. Complete saw 14 inch diameter blade with 3/4 inch cutting outfit, 1 at 7.5 horsepower. 1 unit of twin sealer machine, gas or diesel driven, with hot or cold spray nozzle. For the bill of quantities, provision of 4x4 pick-up type service vehicle or engineer rental or pay rental basis, good for 8 to 17 months vehicle ban. Under permits and clearances, lump sum. Under project billboard, signboard, 3 each. For occupational safety and health program, good for 8 to 17 months. So with traffic management, 3 to 17 months. While mobilization and demobilization is lump sum. Under earthworks, you have structural excavation common soil is 58.30 cubic meters. For embankment from roadway, structural excavation common soil is 648.48 cubic meters. For embankment from borrowed common soil is 978.70 cubic meters. For sub-grid preparation, common material with an area of 313.80 square meters. Under sub-base and base course, item 201, aggregate sub-base course with a volume of 299.62 cubic meters. Under surface courses, item 311, 1E1, Portland cement concrete pavement and reinforced with 0.20 meter thick, with floor area of 612.35 square meters. Under 311-2 F1, Portland cement concrete pavement reinforced with 0.30 meter thick, with an area of 62.48 square meters. Under bridge construction, item 406, structural steel sheet piles furnished at 615.60 meters, while structural steel sheet piles driven is 564.30 meters. For concrete railing standard, with a length of 120 meters, reinforcing steel grade 14 under 4041A with 22,110 kilograms, while reinforcing steel grade 60 under 4041B with 85,984.75 kilograms. For structural concrete under ID 4051A2, 20.68 megapascal class A with a volume of 27.17 cubic meters. For structural concrete under item 4051B2 of 27.58 megapascal class A has a volume of 360.89 cubic meters. Under drainage and slope protection structure, pipe culverts 910 millimeter diameter class 4 is 14 linear meter. For ground to drill trap class A is 159.98 cubic meters. For stone masonry, 32.40 cubic meters. For drain pipe galvanized is 18 linear meters. For miscellaneous structures, characterized thermoplastic pavement markings colored white is 66.11 square meters, while characterized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow is 66.11 square meters. For this contract, bid securing declaration is applicable as form of this 24 or amount of not less than 568,000 to 537 pesos and 20 cents. Bid securities in cash, cashier's or manager's check, or bank draft of guarantee, irrevocable letter of credit, or even in surety bonds, the amount should be less than 5% of the ABC, or equivalent to 1,221,043 pesos. For the sixth contract ID, 26A0027, the title is Construction of Road, Land and Kapawan Road, City Tabon, Station 10+000 to Station 0+665 at Barangay Aklan, Nasipit, Agusan del Norte. The approved budget for the contract is 19,404,000 pesos. The duration of 110 calendar days. Bidding fee is 25,000, and this contract is under the 2026. For the scope of work, we have RCP or road construction of PCP as the major category of work, while similar categories of work are RRP or roads for rehabilitation PCCP and RCTP or road construction tunnel PCCP. For the pickup license required, minimum size range of small b and a category of C and D. Largest single project is road concrete with complete cost not less than 50% the ABC of this one. For the key personnel requirement, you have the project manager, project engineer, construction foreman, safety officer, first aider, and materials engineer. These personnel should have a minimum number of experience of 2 years with same position. For the minimum major equipment required for this contract, 1 unit of payloader LX80-2C, 2 units of dump truck all models, 1 unit of water truck pump all models, 2 units of transit mixer all models, 2 units of concrete vibrator or flexible shaft, type 2 inch head diameter, 5 amperes gasoline vehicle unit, 1 unit of park cutter single phase, 1 unit of motorized road grader G710A, 1 unit of vibratory ruler of SB100 AC, 1 unit of concrete batch plant, 1 unit of bulldozer with reaper D68 Series 2 PSDS AB, 1 unit of concrete sweeper whacker grass grade, 1 unit of concrete saw, and 1 unit of joint sealer machine, gas or diesel driven with hot or cold spray nozzle. For the bill of quantities, we have permits, clearances, lump sum, project billboard or signboard, 3 each, professional safety and health program good for 3 to 67 months, so with traffic management, while mobilization or demobilization is lump sum. Under earthworks, we have item 100-3A2, individual removal of trees of 301 to 500 millimeter diameter, considered small, is 21 each or pieces. Item 1022 surplus common excavation with volume of 5,865.01 cubic meters. Item 1041A embankment from roadway construction excavation common soil is 1.80 cubic meters. For item 1051A subgrade preparation common materials is 6,051.50 square meters. Under subbase and base course, item 210 to 201 Aggregate service cost is 2,240 with 45 cubic meters. For item 311, 1C1, Portland cement concrete pavement and reinforced 0.23 meter thick is 5,136.50 square meters. And for seedlings, saplings, or other program or initiatives under item 611B is 2,100. For this contract, an applicable form is BSD or Bill Security Declaration or any of the following. The amount of not less than 388,080 pesos if Bill Security is in cash used to manager's check or backdraft or guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit. Or the amount of not less than 5% of the ABC, so equivalent to 970,200 if Bill Security is in Bill Security applies. For the next ID, item contract ID 2688 00028. The title is Construction of Multipurpose Building, Barangay 1, Nasipit, Agusan del Norte, with coordinates 8.990305 and 125.342608. The approval for the contract, 6,930,000 pesos. The duration of the contract, 120 calendar days. The applicable bidding fee is 10,000. For the source of funds for the contract is under GAA 2026. For the scope of work, the major categories of work is PICWO PLC for buildings construction without rise, low-rise concrete. And for similar categories of work, you have BICWP HCCP, BICWP HCCP 16, BICWP LCCP, BICWP HCDP, BICWP HCDP 16, BICWP LCDP 16, DP, BICW OPSC, BICW PSC 16, BICW PMCDP, BICW PMCCP, and BICW PMC. For the pickup license required, size range of small B and license category of C and D. For the key person requirement, project manager, a DPWH accredited project engineer, construction foreman, safety officer, first aider, and DPWH accredited device engineer. For this personnel, this should be accredited and with general experience, same position of at least 2 years. For the minimum major equipment required, 1 unit of plate compactor with capacity of 5 horsepower, 2 units of 1 bagger mixer for 4 to 6 cubic feet per minute, 1 unit of bar cutter, 1 unit of bar bender, 2 units of welding machine with capacity of 500 amperes, 1 unit of cutting outfit, 1 unit of backhoe with capacity of 0.80 cubic meters, 1 unit of dump truck, all models, at 12 cubic yard. For the bill of quantities, we have provision of field office for engineer, good performance. For other general requirements, permits and clearances, lump sum, detailed engineering and architectural design, lump sum, project billboard, signboard is 2 each. Occupational safety and health program is lump sum. Mobilization and demobilization, lump sum. For earthworks, you have removal of structure and obstruction, gansang, structure excavation and common soil. The item may be 1A is 171.49 cubic meters. For embankment from roadway, structure excavation, common soil. The item 804 1A is 69.65 cubic meters. For item 804 2A, embankment from borrow, common soil is 61.21 cubic meters. Item 8047, gravel field, is 24.49 cubic meters. Under reinforced concrete, item 900 1B, structural concrete 4000 PSI class A is 19.53 cubic meters. For item 900 1I, structural concrete class A with volume of 36.27 cubic meters. For item 902 1A1, reinforcing steel before grade 4B is 4,538.27 kilograms. For formworks and houseworks is 236.20 square meters. For 100 mm thick CSB non-bearing, including reinforcing steel, is 591.24 square meters. Lump sum for finishing hardware, lump sum for steel doors and frames. For aluminum glass windows sliding type, it's 2.88 square meters. For aluminum glass windows awning type, 2.88 square meters. For frames, jambs, seal head, transoms, and mullions is 4 sets. For doors, wood panel doors with an area of 14.49 square meters. For aluminum cladding, an area of 18.37 square meters. Lump sum for railing. For ceiling, 4.5 mm metal frame fibers and board is 67.20 square meters. For wall, 6 mm metal frame fiber cement is 29.40 square meters. For glazed tiles bricks, 60.75 square meters. For wood tiles, walls, and others, 15.60 square meters. For floor finishes, 420 square meters. For cement plaster finish, 913.98 square meters. For effective insulation, it's 1,098 square meters. For painting works, for masonry and concrete, is 1,027.06 square meters. For painting works, for steel, is 332.20 square meters. Pre-painted metal sheet with type long span is 36.50 square meters. Fabricated metal roofing accessory, gutter gauge 24 is 80 millimeters. Metal structures is 4,005.62 kilograms. This for item 10471. For metal structures, under item 10472 is lump sum. For item 10018, solar line works or SLW is lump sum. Septic hole or complete CSB is lump sum. CWL or cold water lines is lump sum. So with plumbing fixtures, lump sum. Under electrical, you have conduit works, conduit racking, including boxes and fittings is a lump sum. Under item 110010, wires and wiring devices is lump sum. Under item 110133, one lump sum for panel board with main and branch breakers, and lump sum for lighting fixtures. For bid security for BSD, is acceptable, or any of the following: 138,600 if security is in cash, is the manager's check, bank draft or guarantee, or revocable letter of credit. Or if the form is surety but the amount should be less than 346,500. Of the 7 IDs mentioned, 2 envelope system holds, where envelope A labeled as A with the correct contract ID and project title. This contains technical requirements to include legal documents such as business registration, either from SEC for corporation, DTI for sole, or CDA for cooperative. Mayor's permit should be the place where your office is located. Income tax return updated, tax clearance, PJEPs, and these legal documents should be valid and updated at PJEPs and CWA, DPWH, at least a week before the scheduled capital of bills to avoid failure or eligibility to non-compliant with the updated valid documents or legal documents. Other requirements for technical envelope we have picked up NFCC, the personal requirements to include here the certificate or accreditation from DPWH in the case of project engineer and materials engineer, and permits or licenses from any issuing agency as required, such as PRC and LGU for the PTR. Minimum equipment, on the other hand, includes documents or proof of ownership or lease or contract. Next will be the list of completed projects, both in government or public and private. List of all ongoing, awarded but not yet started projects, both in the public, government, and private. Additional requirements is the latest General Information Sheet or GIS reflecting the beneficial ownership information or BOI duly received by the Securities and Exchange Commission. This is applicable for corporations. While the second, this is contained in the envelope B. For the second envelope labeled as B, still containing the contract ID and the contract title, to include financial requirements such as bid for, detailed estimates, cash flow by quarter, and the liquidity requirements like the liquidity pledge and consort statement we mentioned in that. Okay. For the scheduled drafting and opening of bids, will be on June 2, 2026 until 10 a.m. However, prospect bidders need to request order payment at the procurement office until 9 a.m. on the same day. We will not entertain beyond 9 a.m. to accommodate other activities that need to be completed. opening of bids followed immediately after the deadline of cutting of bids and upon availability of the CWA eligibility results. That will be all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, sir. Any question from our visitor or interested leader? Wala pa. If there's none, this private conference is adjourned at exactly 10:58 in the morning. Thank you. Sakto din. Ganun yan.
Na-off na? And up na eh.
Hindi ka na nga po.
Karoon di eh. Ayun na. Ayun naman na.